You can't discount what this president has done. And at the very least, the demagnetization that has taken place has been absolutely massive. So Trump and illegal aliens, they sent a notice to everybody that came in with the CBP One app, and they said, you got to go. You're no longer allowed here. You need to leave. And they said you need to leave immediately. Breitbart has this story. Migrants paroled under the Biden-era CBP One app ordered to leave immediately. Now, they got a little push notification. Hey, time to go. Time to pack up. Pack up. The Department of Homeland Security ordered migrants who received immigration parole under the Biden-era CBP One app to leave the United States immediately. Now, since its inception, almost a million migrants, newcomers, if you will, were granted immigration parole under the app, and they have now essentially canceled all of it. They say canceling these paroles is a promise kept to the American people to secure our borders and protect national security. DHS officials said in a response to an inquiry from the Associated Press. In an email to a Honduran migrant family who entered the U.S. in late 2024, DHS officials stated, "It's time for you to abandon the United States." Other migrants were sharing their messages on social media, and they were getting these notices sent via the recently relaunched CBP Home app, which is just a thing of beauty, the way they do this. So it was the CBP One app, now it's the CBP Home app, and they got these notifications that said, you got to go. You got to go. And a lot of these migrants were sharing this online. In a statement on Monday, DHS officials said the Biden administration used immigration parole authority more than any president since it was created in 1952. Officials said the use of CBP One to grant blanket parole to migrants further fueled the worst border crisis in the history of the United States. They're absolutely right. Last night, Donald Trump is at the NRCC dinner, the National Republican Congressional Committee dinner, and he was talking about all the things that he's had to deal with since he got into office, and the border invasion was top of mind. And he said, what the opponents of the America First agenda have done to us is nothing short of treason. And I think this is just important to note. He doesn't drop the T word very often, does Donald Trump. He'll call them corrupt. He'll call them crooked. But he dropped the T word last night.
Our opponents are not afraid that our America First policies will fail. They're terrified that our strategy will succeed and we're going to get bigger and stronger and better as a party. And that's what's happening. And that is what's happening. It's going to be something. And I'm actually looking forward to the midterms. I really are. We're going to prove that all of their treasonous years of betrayal will not be forgotten, because it's treason. What they did is treason. When they allowed millions of people to pour in through open borders from all over the world, they came. To me, that's treason.
Yep.
What they've done to our country is unthinkable. The money we have to spend to take people out, and then we have judges that say, no, let Trende Araqua come back into our country. They want him to come back in. Killers. They cut off a man's.
Yeah, they want him. They want him to come back. That's not happening. Shout out to the Supreme Court, everybody except for Amy and the Liberals. Is that a good band name? Amy and the Libs.
I don't want to say it's good because of who's attached to it, but that's pretty good.
It's probably awful music that will be force-fed.
Yeah.
Amy and the Libs. Despite Amy and the Libs, the Supreme Court handed down some decisive victories. And the Trump administration is not stopping. So we catalog that they've sent the notification, the little push notification, you got to leave. Hey, it's Donald. Your time here is up. You have to go home, to everybody that had the CBP Home app. And now the Trump administration is also discussing a fine. They're going to move to fine illegal aliens $998 per day if they don't self-deport. Some quick napkin math puts that at around $364,000 per year. That's going to be the fine if you stay in the country illegally. This is pretty aggressive. I don't know if that is what the average cost of an illegal alien is to the country every year, but this is pretty significant. The Trump administration is planning to fine illegal immigrants who don't self-deport from the U.S. just under $1,000 per day that they remain in the country. Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin told Fox News illegal aliens should use the CBP Home app to self-deport and leave the country now. If they don't, they will face consequences. This includes a $998 per day fine every day that the illegal alien overstayed their final deportation order. Now, are the illegal aliens going to pay this fine? Probably not. Probably not. But I love the aggressive approach. And maybe, just maybe, it will make a small percentage of those illegal aliens who have not yet self-deported second guess this and say, okay, enough is enough. Time for us to leave. One can hope. A senior Trump official told Reuters that the administration plans to use a 1996 law to apply retroactive penalties on illegal aliens for up to 5 years, which could result in fines over $1 million. I wonder if the left is going to use the same talking points that they used on the Alien Invasion Act, the Alien Enemies Act. Oh, it's such an old law. How could you be dusting off the books and pulling out an old law? Maybe this one's not too old, 1996, maybe. But there'd be about $1 million if you stay for up to 5 years. The outlet, which reviewed government emails, said the administration is also considering seizing the property of the illegal aliens who do not pay fines. Thank you. That'd be good. Trump first used the law under his first term to levy hundreds of thousands of dollars against 9 migrants, though the administration withdrew the penalties and instead imposed fines of around $60,000 per person for at least 4 of those migrants. Joe Biden ceased issuing fines when he took office. Shocker. Are you shocked by that? No, of course not. A flyer obtained by Fox News outlined the benefits and the consequences of self-deporting, including the massive fines. Self-deportation is safe. Leave on your own terms by picking your departure flight, the flyer stated. Those who self-deport would receive the benefit of being able to keep money that they earned in America, being able to have future eligibility for legal immigration, and possibly subsidized flights if they cannot afford to leave on their own. Those who fail to self-deport would be apprehended by DHS with no opportunity to get your affairs in order beforehand. They could face the $998 per day fine, as well as a fine of $1,000 to $5,000 for failing to self-deport after claiming that you will. The White House has pushed for the U.S. Customs and Border Protection to handle the fines and property seizures. However, a memo from CBP has said that ICE should take the task on, as CBP's systems would not be able to support implementing the fines. We'll keep you updated on this story. It is absolutely fascinating. And the meanwhile, the ball keeps rolling for the Trump administration. They're continuing to work when it comes to illegal aliens. We mentioned a story last week where ICE was asking for information from the IRS in regards to the whereabouts of illegal aliens in the country. And the IRS wasn't sure if they were going to do that, share that information. Well, the IRS has now agreed to permit ICE access to taxpayer information in an effort to locate illegal immigrants subject to deportation from the U.S. And I believe last week when we were doing this story, it was around, 700,000 suspected illegal aliens are in the IRS system. And a Treasury Department spokesperson told Fox News the IRS and ICE have entered into a memorandum of understanding to establish a clear and secure process to support law enforcement's efforts to combat illegal immigration. The basis for this MOU are founded in longstanding authorities granted by Congress, which serve to protect the privacy of law-abiding Americans while streamlining the ability to pursue criminals. After 4 years of Joe Biden flooding the nation with illegal aliens, President Trump's highest priority is to ensure the safety of the American people. So that way things like getting rear-ended on 24 don't happen to individuals. That'd be nice. The agreement will allow ICE to submit the names and addresses of illegal immigrants to the IRS, which will then check those illegal immigrants' tax records and provide ICE with a current address. Those targeted would reportedly be those who have not left the U.S. after a 90-day order from the judge. So this request was originally put in February. DHS asked the IRS for contact information on these 700,000 illegals. The IRS pushed back, and the then acting Commissioner Doug O'Donnell declined the request, and then he resigned the next day. Just wanted to make it harder on the Trump administration. Well, listen, you slowed him down, but you didn't stop him. That's happening. Yesterday, we also saw President Trump at the NRCC talking about the enforcement that's been stepped up on the border. And, you can't discount what this president has done. And at the very least, the demagnetization that has taken place has been absolutely massive.
During the same period last year, Joe Biden released more than 184,000 illegal aliens into our country. Think of it. Many of these people were from jails and mental institutions, as I said. Since my inauguration, we've released a grand total of nine.
It's a big difference.
They were all, in all cases, medical emergencies.
That's a decent reason.
We did that for medical emergency reasons. Last month, we officially designated Tren de Aragua, MS-13, and the Mexican drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. And thanks to the Supreme Court yesterday, and today we had a big ruling, too. We had a very big ruling today. But we will continue to deport these monsters under the Alien Enemies Act. Think of that, Alien Enemies Act. Can you believe it?
I wish that he had said, thanks to the Supreme Court, not you, Amy. Thanks to the Supreme Court, we're going to continue deporting these monsters. Amy Coney Barrett is the biggest disappointment on the Supreme Court. I can't get over how disappointing she has been. And I'm not going to get over it for a while, just full disclosure. So they're going to keep going after these terrorists. Let's call them what they've now been designated, terrorists, the Tren de Aragua, the MS-13, the drug cartels. They're foreign terrorist organizations now. And when you become a foreign terrorist organization, well, you open yourself up to a funny little thing called drone strikes. Yep, drone strikes. And it's being reported that drone strikes are now officially on the table. The Trump admin is weighing the use of drone strikes against Mexican drug cartels, according to a report. This is from NBC News. The talks are still early. Officials from the White House, the Defense Department, and intelligence agencies have reportedly been discussing options, which include drone strikes on cartel leaders and supply chains inside Mexico, possibly with Mexico's support. 6 current and former U.S. military, law enforcement, and intelligence officials with knowledge of the matter told NBC News. So, unnamed sources, got it. But drone strikes have been discussed for a while. They say it's unclear if U.S. officials have formally presented any drone strike plans to Mexico. But they're on the table. They're on the table. And the Post Millennial says if both countries work together, it wouldn't be the first time they've teamed up against the cartels. U.S. military and intelligence have cooperated with Mexico's army and police in the past, but using drones like this, well, that would be a new can of worms. This would be new territory, and it would possibly involve more U.S. personnel. Officials and Trump nominees, they haven't ruled this out in public comments. Meanwhile, the U.S. military and the CIA have been flying more surveillance missions over Mexico to gather information for a possible campaign. These flights are happening with permission from the Mexican president. I have long said I'm not going to get all behind the hysteria of a war with Iran. I feel like that's a forever war and one that I'm not going to support. However, if you want me to support a war, drone striking Mexican cartels is a war that I will gladly support. 100%. Yep. Sign me up. Sign me up. As a guy who has seen firsthand the devastation of the narcotics that have been sent over that southern border. Yep, I'm for it. When you know how much money these cartels are making. Yep, I'm here for it. Drone strike them all.